Hey guys, Jalen here with IG360, and today I have a review of the 2011 7-inch black Android tablet known as the ePad or APad, or whatever you really want to call it. It's up to you. So I've been using this for exactly 1 week now, and it's been plenty of time for me to get used to it and have the review. So today's Tuesday, and I will probably have this up sometime this week. But yeah, so to kick off this video, I just want to say that we are here at IG360. We're basically taking the reviews for bigger electronics, bigger electronics gadgets like the Android tablet here and like an iPhone and stuff like that, and making a new review system, a new points system. So like a 10 out of 10 would be a perfect score. So there are 5 categories for bigger devices like this, which are hardware/design, OS, speed, functionality, price. Each category can possibly get 2 points at maximum, and after all 5 are complete, you can have each device can have a total of 10 points, which is the perfect score you can possibly get. So hope you guys kind of understand how this works. It's pretty simple. So yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into this. Okay, so the first category is hardware/design. So this Android tablet is a black unit. It comes in 2 different colors, black and white. So obviously this is all black. The white one is all white. I got the black one just because the white one kind of looked like a toy to me, and it looked a little girly. All of them are 7-inch displays. So you have a 1.3 megapixel camera at the top. Pretty nice. I mean, not great, but it's not terrible. It's just okay. Right of that, you have a LED that lights up blue when you're using it, and then it lights up red when you're charging it. At the bottom, that looks like it is a home button, like on the iPod Touch and iPhone. That's a home button. This is a back button. So if you're anywhere on the device, whether you're browsing the web, whether you're just in the menus, this takes you back to the previous menu or page. On the side here, you have your volume rockers. Work fine, don't have any complaints about that. The M button is not mute, it is actually menu. Since this is an Android tablet, almost all Android apps have some type of sub-menu within them, so if you hit the menu button, it brings up that menu to pretty much select options and whatnot. And then on the top is your power button. On the bottom there, you have all your ports. You've got your power jack, your headphone jack, your 30-pin connector, just like the standard one on iPhones and iPods. Then you have your micro SD card slot, and then on both sides, both corners, you have your 2 speakers. Speakers on this very quiet. The quality, it's hard to tell since it is so quiet. I mean, you can turn it up to the loudest it can go, and I think your headphones will probably be louder. It also came with this little USB device, not too sure what to call it, but it plugs right into your 30-pin connector. So you can plug it in there, and it's for extended USB devices. So if you want to go ahead and put a flash drive in, you can by using this device. This is very, very useful. To me, this is the killer functionality. The killer feature of this device. This is really cool. You can slip it in there. I haven't had any trouble with this. It recognizes all flash drives so far that I've used, and it's awesome. You can stream, if you have video on here, if you have audio on here, you can stream it straight off of the flash drive, or you can copy things over to the device and vice versa. You can copy things between the SD card slot and here. Really great. Haven't had any trouble with it. And you can also plug in keyboards and mice, and they've worked just fine for me. Haven't had any trouble. Thing about this though, it does not stand there very well at all. Doesn't take much to knock it out. Like if I just take my finger here and just like tap a little, it comes out like that. It's very easy to take out. Annoying, but still worth having. Very useful. And on the bottom there is an Ethernet jack, so you can obviously connect directly through Ethernet to the internet. Oh, as far as hardware and design goes, I gave this a 1 out of 2. just because of camera's okay. The look, obviously the front looks like an iPad, and the back just looks pretty cool to me. It gets fingerprints very easily since this is a glossy back. But yeah, so 1 out of 2 in the hardware / design category. Almost forgot battery life. So the battery life on this thing is really bad. You can only get a couple hours out of it, maybe like 2.5 to 3 at the most. So yeah, battery life is really bad. So 1 in this hardware / design category. In speed, as far as this device goes, I don't know the RAM inside of this, so just don't know it. But all around, it's pretty slow. It's not to the point where it's like, okay, I just can't even use this, it's so slow. It's just delayed on a lot, like scrolling on web pages the most. On web pages, when you scroll, it's pretty much delayed. It's really slow. It gets annoying after a little while. No multi-touch functionality, so scrolling is again a pain because you can't zoom out like you would on an iPod Touch. I'm sure that's because, one, this hardware wasn't able to support it, something that quote-unquote intense. But yeah, besides that, on the menus, like if you're scrolling through home pages, that's pretty much fine. It's a small delay, but it's not really a problem. Just loading pages is pretty slow too. I compared pages on here to loading something on an iPod Touch and on the desktop, and this thing pretty much came in last all the time. So, and it came in last by a long shot. So certain sites it will load at a reasonable amount of time, and there's other sites that you can be sitting there for a couple minutes. So yeah, depending on how graphic intense the site is. So in the speed category, I gave this a half a point, so 0.5. Now as far as the OS goes, it is running Android version 2.2. So the Android OS that is on here is clearly not made for a tablet, it is for a mobile phone. So you can just tell by some of the things in the settings like vibrate and silencers and stuff like that. So 3G support, it says it has external 3G support on the description of where I bought it from, and there is a 3G app on here to help you connect to 3G, but again, that's external and I haven't even played with that at all, so I have no idea how that would work. Maybe like a 3G card through the USB device, not too sure. The app market does work. If you already have an Android Market account or a Google account, you should just be able to log straight into that. It works, but the thing is, it doesn't have all the apps that the normal Android Market has. So if you just go to the normal Android Market on like your desktop or something, you'll find all the apps there. And then if you go to the one on here, the one that's built in, it only has free apps. Nothing is paid on there. Like Evernote, I searched Evernote on the desktop, found it there, and then went on here and searched it, and nothing came up. So not too sure about that. Very strange. The good thing is though, that let's say I can download an app on the desktop and then put it on a flash drive, stick it in here, it will recognize it, and then I can install it straight on here. Another good thing is that you can be browsing the web on here, find a link to download an app, a .apk file, and download it and install it straight on the device. So that's awesome. You can do that from third-party sites instead of just the app market. Another thing, the apps that are on here, it does come with a pretty good amount of apps. It came with MSN Messenger and Skype and Angry Birds even. The thing is, you cannot delete any apps. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried, but the default apps, okay, I get that, but there's third-party ones that I've installed, and I cannot delete those. Not too sure why, it just doesn't make much sense to me. I drag them into the trash, and then they disappear right back at my app menu. A handful of widgets that you can add to your home screen and lock screen. There's a photo gallery one that's actually on here. that obviously makes your tablet into a photo gallery. That's pretty cool. You can do that straight from the lock screen. The Google search bar that you can add to the page, add to your home pages. I have that one on here. Clock, weather, widget, just a handful of them, nothing too special. Live wallpapers are not supported on here. Kind of disappointed in that, but not that big of a deal. And wallpapers in general, let's say you download a picture from the internet on here and you want to use that picture as your wallpaper. Well, for whatever reason, it zooms very closely into the picture, so you only get a portion of that photo on your home screen. Very annoying. And if you want to use one of the default wallpapers on here, it does the same thing, but if you want to use one of the built-in pictures, it doesn't do that. Very strange on how it maneuvers with the wallpapers. Maybe I'm just doing something wrong and I can crop and, zoom out on the photo, but I haven't found that yet. The OS category, I gave it a 1.5, 1.5, because there are ups and downs, but the ups probably outweigh the downs by just a little.